This
We have
conference will now be recorded.
a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Can we have roll call, please? And how you doing today?
Valerie Scott Cooper. Good, how are you?
Here.
Valerie Scott Cooper.
Here.
Hakeem Jones.
Here.
Hakeem Jones.
Here.
Sonia Sanders. I'm getting an echo. Sonia
Here.
Sanders.
Here.
Heather Lewis. Yeah, I'm getting an echo. It's weird. Heather
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Thomas LaPera.
Here.
Rebecca Smith.
Here.
Derek Perry.
Here. Can we have a motion to approve or amend last meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Nays?
Aye.
It's the same
Okay.
number.
Today we had an executive session in regards to real estate and a legal matter. Madam Vice President Smith, do you have any announcements?
I do. Today is the last day to apply for rent and mortgage assistance through Pennsylvania's Housing Finance Agency. So if you were financially hurt by COVID-19, you can apply tonight at phfa.org/PACares. Today is the first day of expanded hours for COVID testing at the 6 county testing sites. The hours of the Norristown testing site at 1401 DeKalb Street are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Tuesday, Thursday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can make appointments starting at 8:30 a.m. every day by calling 610-970-2937 or online at moncopa.org/COVID-19. The municipality is currently underway with our 2021 budget process, and we're seeking your public input. So you can send any public comment and questions on the budget to pio@norristown.org. And all of the budget documents, as well as videos of the public hearings, are available on our website at norristown.org. Does anybody else have any other announcements?
I have a couple.
Councilman Jones.
Yes, 1 minute. So tomorrow, Thursday, November 5th, Judge Greg Scott and the Black Doctors Consortium will be providing free flu shots and COVID-19 testing on the 1300 block of Willow Street, and that will take place between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. So if you need a flu shot or COVID testing, 1300 block of Willow Street tomorrow, Thursday. And I just had a second comment. Yesterday was a very busy day in Norristown in the elections and the polls, and I just wanted to recognize the poll workers. Many of them are longtime, Norristown residents. Some of them, put in the full 12. Actually, all of them put in the full 12 hours and more. As much as things were up to be crazy, I think across the town things went well. And then also the county, which is going to determine, the election. Pennsylvania is probably the most important state right now. Montgomery County has a lot to do with the counting and using the resources for the results. So that was it.
Council, any other? Councilwoman Scott Cooper.
Thank you, President Perry. Okay, the Help a Single Parent Foundation is going to be partnering with the Norristown Fire Department in helping them to identify 100 families that are in need of Thanksgiving dinners. They're going to be giving out right before Thanksgiving. So if you know of anyone who would appreciate having a Thanksgiving dinner, please see either myself or Councilwoman Sanders, and either one of us can take their name and number and help them with their Thanksgiving meal. Thank you.
Council, any other announcements? Okay, seeing none. Madam Secretary, do we have public comment?
Yes, we do. Harrison Farina, 327 South Trooper Road in Norristown. Please stop the sale of the Norristown Sewer Authority to Aqua America. This profiteering company has their hands dirty. We cannot sell Norristown's most valuable material asset to this company. It belongs to the people of Norristown, whom it is supposed to serve, not a foreign company who will use it to make profits by raising rates on us. I cannot afford the rate increases that Aqua is proposing and is notorious around the area for doing. This is happening in more places than just Norristown, and we have to put a stop to it. I urge council to do whatever you can to save us from this bad predatory deal. The longtime citizens of Norristown will pay in the long run. Doug Seiler, 420 DeKalb Street. Dear members of Norristown Municipal Council, I located my business in downtown Norristown 20 years ago because I believed then and still do today that Norristown's best days are in the future. I find the town's history to be extraordinary and its intrinsic characteristics varied and wonderful. Tonight, I'd like to urge you to keep the historic HARB ordinance essentially as it is written. Norristown's two nationally recognized districts defined boundaries which are separated into an A and a B zone. This feature allows for looser interpretations within the B zone. The A zones are Norristown's gateways, and the B zones are where people live. Both are important and should be kept as it is their combination that contributes to a better quality of life and enhances property values. I feel that the standards on windows and roof materials in the B zone could be loosened with little impact on both goals. The HARB board is meant to be a wide cross-section of the community. I hope the focus the HARB is receiving will encourage the people to volunteer to join the board. A diversity of race, creed, outlook, age, and perspective will only help our endeavors. Many communities throughout America have, since the 1960s, instituted HARBs. It is well documented that HARBs improve property values, stabilize neighborhoods, and improve the quality of life of the residents. This is because it encourages investment in the exterior appearance of neighborhoods and protects the investments that people make. Preservation is a job creation tool. It is labor intensive and needs to be done on site. The founding president of the Philadelphia Historical Commission, Dick Tyler, a Norristown native and famous preservationist, answered the question, "Why do I want a HARB ordinance regulating my property?" with the reply, "You don't. You want the HARB to keep your neighbor from degrading the community and harming the value of the investment you made in your property by messing up his or her house." In many ways, that sentiment is as true today as it was in the 1960s when he first said it. Please keep the HARB intact, perhaps ease the standards within the B zone, and bring more voices onto our board. And it says, note, this comment was received after the public comment submission deadline for the October 20th meeting. That's it.
Thank you very much. We will go to finance. Mr. Butts. Resolution number 20-94, please.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of council. You have before you resolution number 20-94, which is a resolution adopting a consolidated fee schedule for fiscal year 2021. I really don't have any comments other than to say the resolution is before you. The department heads have had an opportunity to comment on this year's fee schedule, and make any changes that they wanted to propose to you for next year's fee schedule. And there are some changes in the 14-page fee schedule, and the department directors are here who have suggested those changes, and they could answer any questions that you might have. Staff recommends adoption of the resolution and the fee schedule.
Council, any questions or comments? Councilman Jones.
Yeah, Norm, I just got a chance to look at it. Were there any major increases in our fees, given the fact that we did go through COVID? Did we see any major increases in different areas?
I did not see any major increases, and we don't anticipate that we'll make a lot of additional revenue from these changes, but it does keep us current.
Thank you.
If I make also Councilmember Jones and the rest of the council, the changes, most of the changes, I know, for instance, that was some in, I think in Public Works as well. A lot of the changes were things that should be set as fees and had already been set as ordinances, and the fees weren't on the books. And so as we continue to comb through that, we add those, and the others were ones that had been out so long and had not been changed in many, many years. And so we just raised them comparatively to what was surrounding us. We didn't become the highest. We pretty much stayed in the pack to bring it today.
Council, any other questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to pass resolution number 20-94 to adopt the 2021 consolidation fee schedule?
Motion.
Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Scott Cooper? Okay, I don't hear her. Hakeem Jones?
Aye.
Tony Sanders?
Aye.
Heather Lewis?
Aye.
Thomas LaPera?
Aye.
Rebecca Smith?
Aye.
Derek Perry?
Aye, and Councilwoman Scott Cooper is back on.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
The ayes have it. Resolution number 20-94 passes. Mrs. Gennardi, Parks and Recreation, please. Resolution 20-98.
Hi, everybody. Just want to look to enter a purchase agreement with Toto's Heating and Cooling Incorporated. This is to purchase and install 4 HVAC units at the rec center. 3 of the units were a complete total loss due to the floodwaters back on August 4th. Then there is 1 HVAC unit that failed on our main lobby floor with our offices. And this was prior to the flood. But without that, we aren't looking at any air circulation or heat right now. So we're looking to push that, get those HVAC units running.
Council, any questions or comments? Councilman Jones.
Yeah, I had a question. So none of these HVAC units will be covered through insurance, and I'm looking at, I think it's $25,000. Were there other competitors that may, have worked with you price-wise?
So 3 of the units will be covered with insurance from the flood damage. They were considered a total loss. And the 1 unit had failed literally probably prior to the flood. Yes, we did get competitive bids. And Toto's actually came in at the best, and they are working with us for the other units as well. So it was our best option.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, any other Councilwoman Lewis?
Is that a buy 3, get 1 free option? That was a little joke.
That's a great joke, though. I love it.
How about that?
Councilwoman Sanders.
Oh, sorry, no question. I'm good. I understood the insurance and I understood Erica's email earlier to our colleagues.
Yeah, it's the 1 unit will come out of operations. That is not included with the flood that's on that main floor.
Council, any other questions? I just have one. What was the damage to the rec building? What are we looking at?
Estimate wise or
Yeah.
physical what we lost?
Just as physical loss.
Physically what we lost, contents mainly, well, no, let me back it up. We lost contents, a lot of it was furniture. The biggest thing is the floors. All of the floors were even down to the subflooring, and all of the walls and the ceiling tiles, they all started sagging because of the moisture and the mold and mildew. So main issues, floors, walls, ceilings, and well, now HVAC for air circulation. And then the contents, which is mainly furniture. That's in a nutshell, everything.
And I might add, I think the total loss calculations thus far is almost $800,000 in terms of what's, and that's what insurance is going to pay out. There's still some level of evaluation going because we keep refining to make sure every little item is being covered. But the money has finally started flowing for us to start taking care of the repairs.
So there was a question that was out there that said, why wouldn't the Public Works Department clean up the parks and do all the necessary cleaning? Can you give us an answer in regards to that?
Absolutely. Number one is covered by insurance, and if they did do it, I think we'd probably end up with less in terms of money that we'd be reimbursed because they would cover our time, and so I think the labor would be a little bit too intensive for us for some of that. And Public Works has about 20 to 30 other jobs that they have to do, which they would not be able to do if they had to focus their time on this.
That's just letting the public know, just in case, they don't think that the Public Works guys are doing anything, but I know they stay busy.
Yep.
Very, very busy. Councilwoman Lewis.
Just a little, so this claim, is this just the rec center, or does it include the baseball fields and over into Elmwood Park? Like, is it all of that whole flood zone area is all included in that? So we'll look to have that pavilion, fireplace and all repaired and restored.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I know we've gotten the money for the pavilion. We've gotten the money for the cleanup, and all of it is starting to flow now. So it's almost a daily conversation with the insurance folks as we go through the process at this point. Yes.
And Erica will get a new car.
Buy one, get one, right?
Right. One that doesn't float.
Girl, she'll just not park it when it rains too hard. She won't park it.
Right.
No, I have Miss Scott Cooper looks out for my car now. I park right in front of her house.
Right.
We'll let it float away again. It's on you, Nick.
We definitely sorry that happened to you, though. Yeah.
It's 2020, right?
But we're glad you're laughing about it. How about that?
It's all right.
At least know what, yeah, at least, yeah, we're good. All right, so can we have a motion to pass resolution 20-98 to enter into a purchase agreement with Toto's Heating and Cooling for purchase of installation of 4 HVAC units at the recreational center?
Salute.
Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution number 20-98 passes. Chief Talbot, can you lead us for resolution 20-92, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Council President. I'm requesting that Council consider a motion to approve Resolution 2092 regarding the designation of 3 disabled parking spaces. The locations are 432 East Moore Street, 213 Chain Street, and 1224 Arch Street. The residents each have demonstrated they have physical limitations that make these accommodations necessary. Thank you.
Council, any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass resolution 20-92, which is to request for the disabled parking spaces for the following addresses: 423 East Moore Street, 213 Chain Street, 1224 Arch Street.
Salute.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution 20-92 passes. Crandall, can you lead us in resolution 20-97, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Also, one other thing I did not neglect in my answer, so I want to get that on the record. Also, one of the reasons we want it to be done, the way those kind of things to be done, is because it is insured and bonded and warranted. So that work is warranted when we go through insurance, instead of us, if we did it wrong, we'd have to keep paying for it. So that's one of the other reasons it's important to use the tool you have. These 3 items under my section, council members, are all related to the renovation of Municipal Hall. The first item is a request of council to approve authorize a lease agreement between Norristown Center Condominium and the Municipality of Norristown for temporary space at the Logan Street condominium property that they operate. As council recalls, in your July 21st meeting, you authorized us to have temporary space at that location, and directed that myself and the solicitor would begin the negotiation process for a lease with them. With great assistance from the solicitor's office, particularly Patrick was a prime partner with me in doing that, as well as the municipal engineer, Mr. Hassan, and our project manager, Jerry Gorski. We all were involved in negotiation of this lease and some of the particulars around it. We came to terms which were actually much better terms than they initially proposed for us. And one of the key factors in that process, as you saw in that initial proposition, that was an $80,000 really kind of a setup piece that we didn't really get the kind of clarity that we wanted in it in terms of what those expenses were. And as Patrick meticulously took them through their rounds in trying to get a determination, we all determined, the engineer, myself, Patrick, and the project manager, that it'd be better for the municipality to just handle the setup of the space ourselves and actually fit out the space that we're gonna need, and less expensive. The only drawback to it would be that we would go through, obviously, our bid process to get the work done. And so that would slow us down maybe a month or so in terms of making the move, but we think it's well worth it. So the term is 18 months at $12,928 per month for about almost 11,000 square feet. Comes to about $14.40 a square feet, and there's square foot, and there's also a $49.50 per month fee from operating the common areas, maintaining the common areas, ensuring the building in common areas, and for all property taxes, for our portion of the property taxes that would be assessed on the condominiums. And we also have a clause in there so that if for some reason, whether it be weather, natural disaster, weather, whatever, we'd have an additional 2 months at that rate. If it went beyond that, be an escalation for 125%, so an additional 25% in the next 2 months, and then an additional 25% to that in the 2 months following. We don't anticipate that that's going to be an issue, but we certainly wanted to account for it. And we'll have 40 parking spaces out there, and then we also negotiated an additional 12 spaces for overnight parking for vehicles, and we did a count for vehicles. So we'll have approximately between 26 and 27 employees that will be actually operating out of that facility. And all costs related to this will be covered as a part of the CIP project for the renovation of the hall. So with that, staff's recommendation that council approve this. Once we get this approved, we will immediately begin the work of putting it out, the fit out for out to bid.
Council, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing
I have
none.
a question. Sorry. So, Mr. Jones, if you could clarify for the constituents, when you speak to the CIP, does that mean that that will increase taxes, or is that the CIP, that particular fund, just for those that may want to know?
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Council Member. Absolutely not affect the budget whatsoever, the operating budget whatsoever. This money is money already in the bank for the capital improvement project. So council approved the borrowing for that last year. And so that money is in the bank, and we'll draw down anything related to the renovation project from that fund. So this does not impact that at all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. I just wanted the folks to know, our constituents to know the difference, and for clarification purposes.
Council, any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass resolution number 20-97, which authorized a lease agreement between Norristown Center Condominiums and the Municipality of Norristown for temporary administrative space and temporary furniture storage?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call, please?
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 20-97 passes. Mr. Jones, B.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item B is resolution 20-95, which is a request to council to authorize the purchase of used furniture and furnishings from Carpet Inc. in the amount of $23,000 to furnish temporary space for the municipality's administrative operations while the renovations are going on. Council, we had a couple of things we had to consider in this, is whether or not we were going to move this furniture, the existing furniture out and move it over there, and then ultimately have to move it again once we have to, and dispose of it again once the facility was ready for us to come back in. And the fact that we had to have a specific fit out of space in Logan Square that worked for the flow, but both the staff and customers and residents who would come there to do business with the municipality. Determined that it was certainly less expensive to go with the used furniture route. And our partner on the team in providing furniture, as you know, is Corbin Inc., a Norristown business and a member of the Norristown Chamber. and they gave us a great deal on some used furniture that they had, and they held for us as we went through the long negotiation process to do it. And so we will also be able to, once we're ready to move out, we'll be able to put this furniture out on the market again for use. So we will recoup a portion of the funds that we would use in doing this. I'll have you know, and I've let staff know that because this is temporary, most of the space that we're going to use over there is modular in use, so there are not a whole lot of walls going up. We want to make sure, certainly in the places that we have to secure and put up walls, certainly for finance in terms of protecting any funds, et cetera, that are over there, and as well as HR, et cetera, and private conversation space for HR and any personnel issues that staff has to deal with. But most of it is modular furniture and furnishings. So it is our recommendation that council authorize the purchase of this furniture. And the item before covered the fact that the landlord was willing to allow us to store the furniture over there while we're going through the process of putting out the bids. And we added that to the last resolution so that to make sure that we indemnify ourselves in terms of if anything happens to the furniture while it's stored there. And we also release them from any liability because they allowed us to store the furniture without cost.
Council, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass Resolution 20-95, authorizing the purchase of used furniture and furnishing from Corbett Incorporated in the amount of $23,000 to furnish temporary space for the municipality's administration operation during municipal hall renovations.
Salute.
So moved. Second.
Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call, please?
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 20-95 passes. Number 2096, please, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Council, this item is really a housekeeping issue. At your October 20th meeting, you actually approved the purchase of this generator, and the reason it needed to be on there because generators at a premium in trying to get them, so we needed to be able to put the order in. So that approval was fine in itself, but one of the things we want to do, and we're real happy to make sure that we are in compliance with Finance Department's procedure. We wanted you all to memorialize it in a resolution because we are keeping resolutions, invoices, and everything in a file so that we can make sure we're tracking the expenses related to any procurement item in the renovation project. So this is just a resolution that really ratifies in resolution something you already approved.
Council, any questions or comments? Councilman Jones.
Yeah, Crandall, it's been a while since we did discuss that. What are going to be some of the major uses for the generator? And I know our building's getting renovated, so where will it serve a purpose?
So this generator is actually going to be used outside. The contractors who are going to be doing work here are going to need a power source. They're going to use our power as well in the building. And as they start tearing down the building or tearing down pieces of the building, we want to make sure police can still operate because they'll remain in the building. So this is a backup, and then it'll become a permanent fixture as a generator for use. Because right now there's only a portion of Municipal Hall that actually has power when the storm goes out. And one of the things we want to do is make sure that there's a lot more that the operations aren't as impacted. And so this is just a part of the process that kind of serves a dual role throughout the project.
Council, any other questions or Comments? I have one question. Is this insured also?
Everything is insured. Every piece of equipment that we buy, everything we invest in becomes a part of our our risk and loss insurance, and Darlene keeps that documented.
Okay, good. Council, any other questions or comments? Can we have a motion to pass resolution number 20-96, ratification of the purchase of an emergency generator from Modern Power Systems in the amount of $189,919, which was approved by the Municipal Council at the October 20th, 2020 council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders. Sonia. Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Derek Curry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 20-96 passes. Councilwoman Sanders, are you there?
Huh.
No, okay. No problem. When she comes back, pretty sure she'll make a vote. Mr. Jones,
Thank you.
report, please.
Absolutely. Council, first off, I hope you got my memo that Mr. Odenabo had a toothache issue and he had to go take care of that. And so his report would be added to a future meeting. Just a quick rundown of some of the things that where we were involved in out of my operation in the last month. As was reported earlier by the Vice President, we did conduct budget hearings, and we're still receiving information. We did have one, as you know, we're required to do 3 hearings. Because of COVID, we added a 4th hearing, and at that 4th hearing, we did have some residents show up, ask questions, ask great questions, and we responded to those as well. I think there were about 5 attendees that showed up at that last hearing, which was an evening hearing. As identified in the agenda, there was lots of discussion over the course of the last month, Logan Square negotiations as well, and to get us to this point. We also continued a series of discussions, and this is myself, Ms. Masonier, and our engineer, Mr. Hassan, a series of discussions that we have monthly with the Department of General Services, the Deputy Secretary of the Department of General Services, and the team that's working on the conveyance of the 68 acres of hospital grounds. That continues to go well. They are working also, and we're working also with the RDA, who is also, you've approved that the property be conveyed to them on our behalf. And so we've all spent a great time. Solicitor's office, I can't forget them, I'm sorry, because they've been instrumental in this as well, in terms of working with the state to make sure that the language of that conveyance to the RDA on our behalf is in compliance both with state law and with what council's desires are, and for remaining in control of that property. And we have site control. We have a contract with the RDA that gives us control, so there are no issues that we've identified that cause any issues. Our last meeting, which was toward the end of October, really kind of solidified that, and now the RDA is working very closely with the state legal team to flesh out the finals of that language of what the conveyance will look like. And actually, by conveying it to the RDA, it makes the process a lot smoother, because it's actually easier to convey to the RDA than it is to a municipality. The other part of that is the RDA will be coming to council shortly with a with a resolution to designate that property as a redevelopment area, which really kind of starts the property, lining up the property so that we can put out an RFP for a master developer for that site as well. So once that language gets done, you should very soon, maybe before the end of this year, you should have a resolution in front of you designating it as a redevelopment area. So that process is moving. I also want to add one other thing. We had a conversation in our last meeting. I know council had brought up the issue since there had been some outreach from the garden, the group that has the garden, community garden out there. They provided us with the information to talk to the folks at the community garden. Ms. Masonia and I have been talking and working to identify some property we did take, knowing that you also mentioned the park. So we're looking at several sites. The state hospital confirmed that they had granted the community garden an extension until April 30th, I believe it is, because they're bulbs that don't need to be transplanted now. So they have an extension through the spring to stay out there. And in that time, we're going to start working with them and work with them to find a space for the garden to go to. So we'll keep you posted on that. We spent a lot of time this past month dealing with the flood damage and the insurance as related to the August flood. We spent a good deal of time, as you know, related to sewer authority matters. We spent a good deal of time actually in terms of looking at working with Habitat now. Habitat has a new executive director. I meant to write her name down on my sheet, so I forget. I can't remember it now, but we had a great meeting with them. We've been working with them, particularly around the Willow Street property, and wanted to let you all know that we've been collaborating and as a matter of fact, advocating on their behalf because we had issued some fine citations related to that property, but we've been working with them and Judge Scott in terms of us continuing to move the process and pushing any fines or fees down. And we've let him know, and he's been very, very cooperative in working with us. So that relationship, I think, is going fine, and we'll continue to work with them and keep you posted on that as well. I wanted to also share with you that there was I was invited to meet with a charrette group that SEPTA CEO, former Commissioner Leslie Richards has in place, that has been studying and working on the issue of the impact of the Norristown high-speed line that's proposed. And so she invited them, asked me to talk with the group. They came here and I spoke with the group, and they were really kind of focusing on the line itself. I shamelessly kind of talked to them about, you really should make Norristown the focus on it and the impact to Norristown, because it's so important to this community. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but the class at their next meeting said that's what they're doing. So now the focus of the project will be really an in-depth analysis of how the high-speed line would impact Norristown, along with some ideas related to the whole issue of transit-oriented development, because I walked them through the whole what's happening in our downtown, what's happening with the projects the council is working on, and how we should be a transit-oriented development gem and master project for SEPTA. So. And of course, I leaned on Leslie and she's done so much for the community that we will be coming as well to talk to them about participating in transit-oriented development in our downtown development. So I'll be spending the next few months meeting with that group. They may reach out to some of you to get your input as well in terms of the importance of this and some of the things you wanted to see. So I wanted to give you an update on that. And the last thing, I guess, is that did participate in the National League of Cities Leadership Conference. I know some of you did as well. And so that was well. So those are major things. Obviously, to keep Norristown beautiful piece is continuing to move, and doing the things that it needs to do. You saw the Halloween event that our event planner, Victoria, planned. I participated in. I know you all participated in it as well. So October was a very, very busy month. There were a lot of other things going on just in terms of keeping the business of the municipality going. We had set, and I shared with you today, that there's a new labor union. We knew that it had come into place, and we had our first meeting with the labor union for the public works employees. I shared with you that was a very, very good meeting that Mr. Adenabo, Ms. Norwood, and I had with them. And so we're excited about it. We're getting ready to begin labor negotiations now. We have been holding off on our labor negotiation because we didn't know who we were going to be negotiating with. And once we found out, we're gonna set some meetings real quickly to do that. So I'm really excited about that relationship, as are Thomas and Darlene. And with that, that is my report. I'll take any questions that you have.
Council, any questions or comments? But first, let me do this. Madam Secretary, Councilwoman Sanders is having electronic issues, so she said yes on resolution 20-96, just to put that on the record.
Okay, thank you.
As well as the adjournment next also. Council, any questions or comments for Mr. Jones? Nope. Well, the only comment I have is thanks for always keeping us informed about everything that's going on. I know it's a difficult time. Along with staff, we definitely appreciate you guys also during this COVID time, which is very, very crazy. We don't know where we're starting or ending, right? But we appreciate the work that you guys do, as well as our contractors also. Mr. Hassan, I know you're busy. Mr. Solicitor, I know you're busy also, but it's definitely appreciation for all of you, even you, Madam Secretary. Definitely appreciate your time. As I see you on the corner a lot doing your job. But with that being said, yes, definitely thank each and every one of you for your appreciation and your dedication to Norristown as we try to move it forward. Council, anything else? All right, seeing none, can we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. The ayes have it. Everyone, enjoy your night and be safe.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.